This is a render I built in Enscape a few weeks ago, and this is the same project 30 seconds later. Animated, presented, and ready to send to a client. I didn't rebuild anything, I didn't start over, and that's the absolute best thing about today's tutorial. I got there using Envision, and I'll show you exactly how. Are you ready? Let's go. First of all, we need to have our model available to us. Today, I'm using this ArchiCAD model and bringing it into Enscape. So simply up the top, start Enscape. We'll load my live Enscape model I had already created. Up the top, we come up to the Envision Live Link button. We press it once. We get a pop-up saying, go to Envision, and we just click OK. After that, Envision will begin to load. And what you'll see here is an absolute game changer. Straight away, what you'll see is our live link has started. And you can see that up the top with Enscape Live Camera. What that also means is it's bringing in all of our Enscape camera scenes, meaning all of our settings come across, all of our cameras come across, and there's very little we need to do except take it to the next level. But of course, Envision is a powerful tool. So I want to show you exactly what we can do and how far we can push the limits with Envision. Now at the top here in the left hand corner, we're just going to go from Envision Live Camera to Perspective, and then we'll fly around the same way we used to with the W, S, A, and D keys and our mouse just to pan around. Once we have a relatively generic scene that we're happy with, I'm just going to click the plus button so it defaults there every time. After that, in the right hand side, you're going to see Environment. I won't touch too much on this because there's an amazing AI way we can change the entire environment, but I'll give you a quick rundown. So like I said, it pulls everything from Enscape. So our sun right here, our sunlight, our intensity, our positioning, everything is pulled from Enscape. If we wanted to move it over to a HDRI, we can. We just turn on HDRI and then search the Chaos Cosmos library for a great option. Let's say we want this number 721. We just click it across. It'll bring it in. We can rotate it around until we think it's appropriate and move on with our render. Now, all this is really easy because we're on easy mode. So up here in the top right hand corner, you'll see I've toggled easy. There's also an advanced version, which you'll see straight away, the top toolbar changes very quickly. Whereas on easy mode, it shrinks it down. It's not taking away any other compatibility or our advanced features, it's just making our workflow and our learning experience so much quicker and easier. You can literally toggle between advanced and easy mode at any time, so you don't have to worry about being limited by the toolbars and trying to figure out where those view settings are when you get a bit more in depth into the software. Before we dive into some AI features, I mentioned that the environment here on the right hand side is relatively easy to understand. But there's an even quicker way and an even better way, in my opinion, to do it. And it's up top here in the AI Assistant. So if we click the AI Assistant, the Chaos palette will appear. And this is the AI Assistant. Things are still in beta, like most AI systems are. But the first one I want to talk about is Light Mood Match. And this one is really good. Simply click on it. Upload a reference image. I'll upload one I found on Google. It can literally be anything. It can be an AI generated image. It can be something on Google, Pinterest, whatever you like. You just put it in as a reference image and it'll do the rest of the work for you. So the first stage is done. It's imported the HDRI and it's given us 3 options. So we can toggle between them to see which one we like more. Personally, I think this first one is the best and we'll just rotate it around in a second. After that, I want to match the LUT too. If you're not sure what a LUT is, that's fine. It's basically a color grading layer over the top. It's just going to change some of the colors and tweak it so it looks exactly like the image we gave it as a reference. It's gone ahead and applied that LUT, which means we can close that panel, go into our HDRI scene, and just simply adjust our HDRI until we're happy with the scene. So let's say we want something like this to give us a really nice evening glow. If for whatever reason it's still a bit dark, you can always use the intensity slider to increase the intensity, push it up to 200, and it might be a little bit earlier in that sunset experience. Another great AI feature is the material and assets. So if we just go into this, it'll give us a few options to either select material or object. I wanted to give me an object selection idea for this external entertaining area. And the best thing is, what you'll see right now is it asks me to capture the viewpoint instead of having to describe the scene, which means I don't have to be a prompt engineer. I don't have to figure out what to tell this AI system. It's just going to figure it out on its own. and then it'll suggest an item like this indoor pot plant. So I can literally drag, drop my pot plant into my scene and place it where I want it to go. So it even literally tells me here a potted olive tree would fit this patio nicely. It adds some height, softens the hard edges, and matches the warm Mediterranean vibe without cluttering the seating area. All of this information is genuinely true and accurate. So far in testing this little beta of the material and the asset suggestion, it's working very well. Now Envision can do so much more, and that's why we bring it from Enscape into Envision. It's not just about the AI tools, it's about the animation. So we're going to click on Path up the top here, and this is so basic and easy to use. All we have to do is click once far away out of our scene, and then once again at the end, and then press Done. What I'm trying to achieve here is a car driving along the path. To do that, I need to go into my Cosmos library. Then I'm going to click on Vehicles, and I'm simply going to go to Filters and toggle Animation. That gives me a few different cars I can choose from to animate, like this red Porsche, for example. It seems to be a Porsche theme, so we'll keep it going. Now, it drops that Porsche into the background here, and it does ask us to switch to advanced mode. So I just want to showcase how easy it is. We literally click Switch to advanced mode, bind to path, and click on our path. It will automatically move that car to the very, very start of the path. Then we just need to adjust some of these speeds. So obviously driving at 40 meters per second in a residential area is way too much. We want to slow down our speed and we want to keep our variance the same. And then we can keep moving with our project. So now let's say we want to do a swooping camera shot going from one side of the house to the other with the car driving through it. Well, we're going to click on our timeline down the bottom, and then it's super easy to do. We're going to close our library. We're going to drag and drop our first camera scene in. And then personally, I like to just extend it to about 9-10 seconds straight away because it slows the scene down, drag it over to the other side, scrub our timeline to the very end of the project, move the camera scene as far over as we'd like it to go, and then just simply click save so it saves that keyframe. If we press play, you'll see that car begins to drive right through the scene, and we're still seeing our beautiful house in the background. Now, because we don't have that car in a loop, it's not going to drive through the scene time and time again. It's only going to drive through it once, which is really important because you don't want the same car driving through a residential street 10 times over. So those path controls are really critical. And here's the finished result. Same scene I opened up with Enscape, brought into Envision, few AI tools, some animation, and we've got a professional render in a matter of seconds. This entire workflow, from bringing my Enscape project into Envision, to the animations, to the AI tools, and everything I've just shown you, I did inside Envision. And Envision is using real-time ray tracing. If you're new to the rendering world, what that means is it's actually calculating light that's reflecting off surfaces, materials, and textures in real time. So as you're looking at your software, as you're looking at your screen, that's exactly how your render is going to look once it's exported. There's no guesswork anymore. It's all happening live in front of you. If you already use Enscape, Envision is not a separate tool you have to learn. It's the natural progression from one software to another. And with easy mode, it literally is that. It is so easy to transition from Enscape into Envision and take your projects to that next level. Anyway, that's all from me today, team. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you smash that subscribe button down below. And like always, I'll see you in the next one.